So this may come as a surprise to everyone on this channel. Literally, you thought that I was doing one react today? Nope. Today I'm doing a second one. Also, I need to make sure the door is shut. Anyway, welcome back to the Stone Garden Hedgewolf. With me is, well, Luigi Dev's there. So, we're going to be looking at Starfire versus Blaze, that, what is this, Triple F?
Yes, Triple F, made by Josh Scorcher, and, sorry, this is my first time on recording. I don't really have anything to say.
You're all good. I mean, and for those who don't know, I was featured in Luigi's Christmas video a while back with two of my Octolings, even though my character library is a lot larger, and most of them I barely use, except for the ones I use in the AU.
Yeah, check that out next time Christmas comes around.
Oh, yeah. But, anyways, let's begin this.
Everyone watching. Oh, by the way, since I've already seen this, I will not spoil anything at all. Just so you can have
That's fine. I mean, even then, we'll just still make comments and whatnot.
Well, yeah, obviously.
Princess of the Soul Empire, protector of dimensions, and guardian of the Soul Emeralds.
Also, fun fact, I'm a big Teen Titans fan, but I'm also a big Blaze the Cat fan.
Most princesses bear the mantle of demure politicians. Some passionate sorts like to take a more
Am I interrupting?
approach in defending their realms.
Oh, no, you're not interrupting anything, Mr. CJB.
Now, there are some fair
In fact, you're just in time to watch Storm react to Starfire versus Blaze.
Starfire Prime
Yep.
as our primary source.
But if there are some things
So,
in
yeah.
supplemental material, such as in Elseworlds, cartoons,
Well, I
or
did get
video
Luigi's
games that don't
Fugi
flat
set
out
up,
contradict the main
obviously.
series, we're including it.
I'll
As
have
for
to eventually
Blaze,
set up
she's originally a
CJ's
video game
Fugi.
character,
Probably
who
use the
uses
Octoling version of Lisa or
as their
something.
primary. But as long as there aren't any contradictions, we're also including the side games, IDW comics,
Yeah,
and some
you
snippets
probably
from Bumble
should.
supplements.
So, no,
at
we're not
some
using
point.
the Archie Blaze here. Long story short, it actually makes
Until
the
I can
fight
get
less
the dupes
interesting.
some fucking counter
He's
once
Josh
that
and I'm
commission is
Armau.
done.
We're here to analyze their
Oh,
powers,
we're not going the
abilities,
Archie route, I see. Even though Archie Comics is literally specifically specified to be the most overpowered version of her.
Beyond the stars lies an alien
Now,
planet
to be
of
fair,
Phoenix,
I'm not
born
seeing
with incredible
anything
strength
from
and the
from
inherent
your
ability to
this
absorb energy
from the
emitted
chat
the
room.
sun and soar through the skies
Well,
of their
that's
home.
because it is
This world,
that's because I am recording this, so it
powerful
makes
and
things a
pure
little
heart
easier.
would arrive on our own
Plus, if I
planet,
tried to stream on a
always
laptop,
full of
it'll
right.
lag like
strength
crap.
for fear
So,
of hurting the innocent.
there's that.
Eventually, they would become a
Okay,
shining
that's
beacon of
that's
hope to the
understandable.
people of Earth. That's right. We're talking about
Princess Coriander of Tamaran. Cori, hey, that's our dog's name, was the second child of 3 siblings of Tamaran's royal family. Oh, middle child syndrome. In royalty, no less. That historically turns out really well.
And here it's just as messy. Her elder sister, Commander, seemed ready to become queen. Before she could, a childhood illness crippled her and she lost her birthright. Commander did not take this well. She attempted and failed to kill Cori, resulting in her own banishment.
Did she learn her lesson? Pfft, well, no. Commander allied herself with the Citadel, a ruthless slaver empire that invaded most of their local star system. With her new allies, Space Scar here easily conquered Tamaran. But to ensure peace and the safety of his people, the king, you know, her father, sold off his own baby girl to the Citadel as a slave. Dude, not cool. Best dad judges you.
Well, in the king's feeble defense, it was either that or have all his people be taken prisoner. Plus, he likely didn't know what they'd actually do to Cori, as she was tortured and especially abused by Commander and the Citadel for 6 years, until both sisters were kidnapped and experimented on by the sadistic scientist species known as the Scions.
They used both sisters as guinea pigs for their experiments, to see how much energy a Tamaranian can absorb before exploding into a pile of alien guts. This particular set of experiments went on for 10 years. Suddenly feeling like hugging my babies right now. 1 minute.
In an ironic twist, the Citadel
nobody
invaded
else
to
talking
free
here?
Commander, and during the ensuing chaos, Coriander was granted strange powers, which
What's
she
there to talk about,
promptly
really?
used to free herself and flee to the stars. Soon she arrived on planet Earth, where she had a fateful encounter with the former sidekick of Batman, Robin.
I guess.
After that got
AKA
settled,
Dick
she
Grayson.
found safety
Trying to-
and camaraderie with other heroes like Raven, Beast Boy, and Cyborg. These weirdos and goofballs
Yeah, the
became
original Teen
away
Titans,
from
classic.
home, and she decided to protect Earth under the alias Starfire.
But Warner Brothers doesn't want to believe that.
Sorry, that's your cue.
I was getting baby huggies.
I mean,
Leave
Yeah,
me alone.
screw you, David Zaslav.
They're the aliens, Starfire. You know, that's
Yeah,
just what
they
listeners never
keep
knew, right?
bringing
Wouldn't it have
back
been
Teen
funnier if
Titans
Superman's
Go,
name was
but
just
not
Spice
bring back the
Coriander?
original.
She is kind of spicy.
Line.
Anyways,
I really love the
again,
background they
over
have
time
here.
and with a few adventures
Got
under their
so
utility belts,
many
these young
weapons,
underdogs
like
would
the-
become known as
like
the
the
Teen
Monado, like the
Titans.
Monado,
Starfire
we
proved
got
to be an
nothing,
incredible
not
asset for
Meta Knight,
Titans,
Knights
thanks to her
Galactia
alien
sword.
physiology.
They even
Tamarinians
got
are descended
medics,
from a feline
Medipack.
race. Yeah, really, what are the odds? And they're super strong, super fast, super durable, and can fly through the air. And because of the Scion experiments, she can fire beams of solar energy.
These solar rays are her starbolts. The only good thing to come from those horrific experiments. They can burn as hot as a star and even affect intangible beings. Over time, she learned to expel them from her body in dozens of creative ways, though she seems to favor the simple approaches of firing them through her eyes and from her hands.
She can shape them to use as energy shields, implode them to suck
Because
up nearby
I
energy,
think
or even
lasers are
focus all the energy
cool,
she has
of
into an
course.
omnidirectional supernova, which can instantly vaporize people
I'll be
arguably more
honest.
powerful than she is.
Out of
However,
it's
it's
all the
incredibly
Monados I saw,
draining
I
to
think
use, so it's a
the
bit of a
coolest one I saw at them
desperation.
out of them now
Starfire
is
hot,
probably.
figuratively
Oh
and
god, no!
literally.
No!
Flames
Get that
burst from her
That
wings
Titans
and
live action shit off my screen!
survive the vacuum of space and last from planet to planet.
Similar to Kryptonians, Tamarinians can absorb energy, specifically ultraviolet radiation.
I'm sorry.
Which is nice 'cause our sun
This is
gives
coming
off
from a
plenty
guy
of
who's a
light. If she had
diehard
to just get
OG
a
fan
few
of the
hours
2003
sunbathing,
show.
she's in good shape for a few days. While Starfire can
And
absorb
weirdly
other
enough,
types of
there was
energy or
already
radiation to
a
fuel her
thing
own
called Teen
abilities, such
Titans
as
Go, and it
solar
was
or
in the comics
electromagnetic.
based on
If
the
it's too
2003
important to what
show.
she's used to, then it could exhaust her or put her into a coma.
That said, she adapts to it pretty
Why-
quickly when she wakes up.
why
She also
didn't
has
they
some
make-
other powers that seem kind of left field,
Why
like
didn't they
astral
make it a
projection, mental
spin-off of
resistance,
the
or learning any
comics?
language by lip contact. That must have made Robin feel so
Because
special
that'll
when
be
he
too
found
much
that
hard
out,
work
huh?
and in a
Even without
Democrat
her
and in the
powers,
fucking
she's
era we're
deft
living
in
in.
both hand-to-hand combat and swordsmanship due to her
And in the
Tamarinian
era
and
we're
Doberman
living in.
training,
live
as
in
well as
is
sparring with
freaking
members of the
cancerous.
Justice League. She's beaten
Yeah,
Wonder Girl a few
especially when
times,
you
and
realize
an
that
already
a lot of
incredibly
the
skilled
freaking children
swordsman couldn't
nowadays
track her.
have
So
an
he
attention
ended
span
up
of a
losing his
goldfish
hands.
and are more interested in tech
After
in
some
the
Oh,
time,
God.
Stark proves
Ah.
to be a decent leader of the Titans, and why
I-
wouldn't she? She's
why-
the
Okay,
glue
let's
that
not
holds them
not
together,
turn this
as every
into an
time she leaves, no, really, every
allegory of Gen
single
Alpha.
time, the Teen
Not
Titans
just
fall
that,
apart.
I just saw the
Grandma's
brief moment of Teen Titans
Yeah,
Go, and I
Starfire
wanted to bleach
often
my
comes
eyes.
across as a naive airhead, but pretty much all her faux
Ugh.
pas are caused by simple culture shock. In fact, Star is
That's
Every time I
how-
see
deceptively
Teen
clever.
Titans-
Has quite a few tactical
That's how much I
successes
don't
under
like
her
the
belt,
Teen
even
Titans
though
Go
she's
cartoon.
clearly more comfortable deferring to more experienced people's plans rather
Quote
than
the
making
Thank God I
them up.
dropped
The
this
most
show.
initiative Corey
Thank
takes
God I
usually boils
dropped
down
that
to hit
show.
it really hard.
No.
But when you're tanky
quote-
enough to
and
survive
to
a
quote the
blast from
TF2
Sinar,
spy,
and
I will
powerful
stab
enough
this
to
memory
blast
out
through
of
a
my
ship
skull.
built to survive supernovas,
Ah,
you don't have to be
much
strategic all
better.
that often.
She also crashed through a skeletal Trigon skull. Keep in mind, a being with a tenth of his power
That's the best way
is
to
easily
put. That's the
capable
best way to
of
put it.
destroying
Because every
the
time I see Teen Titans
universe.
Go, I'm
She's
just
fought at
like,
the level of other DC heavy hitters like
Nope.
Firestorm, several
Give me
Lantern
the
Corps
memory
members,
wipe gun.
Manhunters, and even held her own
or better
against
yet,
Wonder Woman.
or better
Yeah,
yet,
the
just
same
me
Wonder
borrowing
Woman
the
that
freaking
helped
memory
pull Earth back into
wipe from
orbit.
fucking
The
the Men
same
in
Wonder
Black.
Woman who regularly outfoxes the tactical genius in God of War Ares,
I'm
and
using
the
it on
same
myself.
Wonder Woman who
Just a
deflected
figment of
every
your
piece of the Shattered
imagination.
God flying across the DC universe.
Yeah,
The DC universe is a
the
horrible
character that
place.
I thought was going to lose against She-Ra! Boy, was I...
I should check out the new Suicide Squad game. I wonder what they did to Batman.
Oh, God. I'm still trying to forget that game ever exists.
At the high end, well, that puts her at
The
give or take,
Suicide
1
Squad is what they're gonna call the last 4 people working on this game.
So yes, Starfire briefly held her own against that Wonder Woman. Twice. Okay, yes.
Yeah.
I'm
It
sorry, but the only
wasn't
good
going
Suicide
all out
Squad
in their scuffle,
is
so
either
Star's
that animated
probably
movie
not
or the
that
freaking
fast,
or the
especially
one where they had
considering
John
it
Cena play
consistently takes her
Peacemaker.
some time to fly back 26
That's
light years to Tamaran
pretty much
Shores'
it.
neighborhood. But hey, Star can still tag people like Jesse Quick. Sure, she's a
And then you got the Suicide Squad Isekai anime, which actually also has Peacemaker in it.
Starfire can survive the equivalent of a
Sadly
Chernobyl
not.
meltdown
Yeah, sadly not
in
with
space,
John Cena
and
though.
could even survive a cosmic
Did they
storm
actually
that was
do that in
moving
Mortal
the
Kombat 1
trillions
though?
of light-year-sized DC universe off
Yeah, well,
balance and threatened to create an
fucking
unprecedented
John Cena the
warping
voice
in the
Peacemaker.
space-time continuum.
Starfire got
That
knocked around
is
a bit, but she's
goddamn
mostly fine.
hilarious.
You can see why it's no
Then
surprise
again,
that
it's
she's
not.
often referred
Then again,
to
it's not
as
as
the strongest
glorious as
Titan. I know Josh
getting
was
carried
joking
to
at the
Gawa to
start,
come
but
back
it
to
really
voice
feels
Shang
like she's
Tsung
the
in
closest we've gotten to a
Mortal
true
Kombat.
female
In
Superman
Mortal
in
Kombat,
personality and in powers.
Make no mistake, Starfire is
in
capable
the
of
last
godlike
Mortal Kombat
feats.
game.
Wow, that comic is really on the nose. But unfortunately, that power is often turned against her. Plus,
Yes,
Corey's caring
movie
heart
Shang
causes her
Tsung.
to both
Ah,
bullhead
yes,
her
DC
as
Superhero
character
Girls,
in
the
making her
actual
power,
good one.
often making her a liability in a team fight.
Not-
Clever
Where they had
but-
folks
Tara Strong
can
voice
and
fucking.
do take
Where they had
advantage
Tara
of
Strong
this,
voice
and
fucking
as a
Batgirl.
result,
Speaking of
she's
Tara, hi,
lost
Tara.
many of her
Not the
battles.
second
That's not
iteration.
getting
Like,
into
the
some of
second
her
iteration, I don't understand
less
why they did that.
appealing outings.
Josh, what in the
Oh
anatomical
God, get
to
that
my
away
hell
from
did they
me!
do to my baby?
Unfortunately, writing Corey has proven challenging, as she has many traits that are difficult to balance. Many writers have succeeded, but others often lean too heavily on one or the other.
What if you
leading
share
to
screen this? I want to see this shit.
Two,
Nope, out of my house. Give me that. Not
Nope.
in this studio, Satan.
I actually had to watch it. You know how many episodes of that there are? So many.
No.
But most
There.
importantly,
Sorry if I tabbed out there, guys. I can't help that with the laptop. But anyway.
Good, because you missed. Because you missed all the cringe.
Second, without a consistent source of ultraviolet light, she risks quickly burning through all her stored energy. And thirdly, her powers are connected to her emotional state.
Oh.
That bad.
Right. This happened in the 2003 cartoon,
Powers often get stronger,
which was good.
entering a berserker state of extreme strength and nigh
Never
invulnerability,
forget that the
allowing her
Teen
to quickly
Titans
surpass
Go
both
versus Teen
Troy
Titans
and
movie
Mon-El
took away
combined.
us
If she were to
a
feel
possible
stifling
new
emotions
season
like
of
despair,
the OG
fear,
show.
confusion, or even
Never
fear,
forget that.
powers greatly weaken.
But that's not really a huge deal. as it's
Because
only
the
gotten
Warner
that
Brothers
bad,
wanted to say,
never,
screw
I think.
you!
In fact, her cheerfulness is so indomitable that she achieved the power of a blue
For the
lantern,
OG
the lantern
Titans
core of
fans.
hope. Remember, lantern rings can create light-based constructs from anything in the wielder's imagination. Heck, one time John Stewart
Someday.
created a whole
Yeah,
Yeah.
since we're talking about the
We'll get
Lantern
her
Rings, I know this
justice.
is not related to
Speaking
this
of,
particular
whenever
show.
a blue lantern is around a green lantern, it
But
unlocks the
eventually,
most
Death Battle's going to
powerful
do
lantern
Coyote
core
versus
emotional
Tom,
spectrum. And yeah,
Wily
Starfire
Cat.
has access to
Basically,
those. Until
Wily
now,
Coyote
Tom
versus
has taken the
Tomcat.
blame,
And
jerk.
What?
knowing my luck, they're probably going to feature the Green Lantern ring
Doesn't
for
sound right. Let me see
Wily
that.
Coyote.
Ari, this is a comic for kindergartners.
And it's canon, it's still
Of course,
Starfire, and that
because
other
Warner
legally
Brothers
distinct
just
show has
like
taken from
to
weirder
tie in,
sources.
Ari.
No, you're giving me this.
laying the
It makes
stuff
perfect
in
Oh my
the
God,
news
they-
when they're
Always-
they don't want us
on multiple
to make
occasions.
anything
Always
original
Sunny in
about them.
Philadelphia.
Wedding day, and she's still a bright ray of sunshine.
Well,
Hey,
that doesn't
hey,
necessarily.
Hey, can we talk
mean
about
that-
Corey has
FBI?
every
Please,
reason
Mac,
to
I've
hate
been
the
dying
world.
to
Heck,
argue
even
about the
to
mail all
destroy it.
day.
And you're telling me she's not worthy of being a blue lantern when she can look at a heartless bigot who views her as less than nothing and would rather
Mac,
die
I've been
than
dying
be
to talk to
saved
you
by
about
her
the
and
mail
still
all
say,
day.
You may not value my life, but I still value yours.
Yeah, Hal did her dirty.
exactly. Checkmate.
After taking back her home planet,
Does anyone else
shelling
feel
the
bad
Justice
for rooting
League, and
for
also
Hal
raising a
during
family
Ben
of her own,
and versus
Starfire would be
Ben versus
recognized
Green
as a
Lantern?
burning glory for those in need. When
Well,
you
it looks
see
like
a
a,
woman
yeah,
in the
well,
sky,
yeah.
hair
And let me say
burning
this: so the
flame,
next Death
no
Battle, they're bringing in
evil
a
will
more
fall behind
powerful
her might
lantern.
and her smile.
The real
The
ship.
White Lantern.
The real ship.
Looking to
Dick
add a
Grayson
little
and
flair to your table
Starfire.
adventures? Check out the complete waifu
I
handbook,
don't get
fully
why people
compatible with
wanted to ship
5e,
Robin with
Pathfinder First
Raven.
Edition,
They
and
can get
Pathfinder Second
smacked with a
Edition.
stick.
Over 340 pages, this book features anime-inspired races like the Snake Lamia,
I'll say this: I
Fox
wasn't
Senko,
expecting to see
Dragon
freaking the
Shin
next
Ryujin,
Death
and
Battle to
more.
be
Dive into
freaking
teamwork-focused
Gurren Lagann
class
versus
options,
freaking White
charming
Lantern.
backgrounds,
Sim-
waifu-themed gear,
Simone the Digger.
sentient Dakimakura, and battle dresses.
He's going
It
up against
spells out
Kyle
life with
Rayner.
humor and strategy to your game. Want more? Try out
In other words, get ready for reality warping shenanigans.
that grant powerful buffs.
To the point
Yep.
where it's even to the point where Gurren Lagann becomes as big as galaxies.
Packed with lovable, dateable waifus.
All right,
In fact,
so,
I'm the one who wrote the Pathfinder 2E
Are you guys at the part with boys,
boys?
or where they start talking about boys yet? Because I am.
I'm I'm on this ad thing.
Launches this August.
Not bad, but time for my girl. Time for my girl. That is if it freaking quits buffering.
Multiverse theory posits that we are all living in just one variation of countless universes, full of alternate versions of each and every
yes,
one. In some,
if you couldn't
I could be a
tell,
famous
ladies and
football player,
gentlemen,
or Aramau could,
oh god, no, get that garbage, get that garbage, get rid of that garbage!
Sonic lies an alternate dimension of our favorite blue
Ugh.
dimension, the Soul Dimension. It's not that much different. I mean, it even has its own version of the Egghead. Biggest difference is that in this version, Sonic is a purple cat girl princess. It's weird that there's two. If I had a nickel for...
This is Blaze,
Again,
descendant
what now?
of the royal family who have protected their sacred treasure, the jeweled scepter, for generations. From birth, Blaze is given
My girl!
over fire, so she can eventually become the
Frickin'
guardian of the
Doofenshmirtz is
scepter,
making
as
bank
well as
off
the
of that
Soul Emeralds,
meme.
a dimensional
Like I
counterpart
said, if you
of
couldn't
Chaos
tell, I am a
Two
diehard
cats
Blaze the Cat fan.
Actually...
Oh god,
I'm
oh god,
swimming in all these nickels.
oh god, a buffer. Hang on.
powers like at all. And it kind of made any potential friends shun her just because she didn't automatically know
Hey,
how to
Johnny
control flames
Test!
that literally shoot out of her soul. Kids bully each other for the automatically
I want to make sure this is,
two. If I had a nickel for
not
This is
buffering.
Blaze,
There we go.
descendant of a
Sorry
royal
about that,
family who
guys.
protected their
Like you
sacred
said-
treasure,
like you said,
the
Luigi,
scepter, for
Doofenshmirtz is making
generations.
bank.
From birth, Blaze is gifted power over fire.
I just look at this. I'm swimming in all these
And
nickels
a
from
part
just
of-
one
As well
meme.
as the Soul Emeralds,
I'm
a
still
dimensional
trying to forget
counterpart
Sonic
of
06
Chaos
ever happened. Oh wait, it never did.
actually control her powers like at all. And it kind of made any potential friends shun her
At least
just
Team
because
Sonic
she didn't
Racing got a
automatically know how to
mention.
control flames that literally shoot out of her soul. Kids bully each other for the dumbest reasons. Like, can you do it?
Fun fact,
I
Blaze the
don't
Cat was voiced by
think so.
Laura Bailey.
Because of that, Blaze would come to see her
Oh my god, what is with this
powers only
buffer?
as a curse, coupled with the political duties of princesshood, rife with people
This
lying
laptop,
to her every day.
you were doing
Grew up
fine,
believing
laptop,
this
when I was
was
doing the
her
death
people.
battle.
But everything changed when Eggman came to her dimension and
Hello,
stole
Knuckles.
Thanks to her connection
What?
to said emeralds,
Don't lie to
Blaze
me.
was able
You
to follow him.
said Chaos
She knew what she had
Emeralds.
to do. Retrieve the emeralds she was sworn to protect and return home.
Unfortunately, a lifetime of isolation and independence made her butt
Aye.
heads with everyone who could possibly help her, like Knuckles, who she chumped and left buried under a pile of rocks. After learning what it truly means to have friends from Cream, of all people, not Twilight Sparkle, and the Blue Blur himself knocking a little sense into her, she learned that sometimes it's okay to trust others with the fate of the world.
After Rush, Blaze returned to her home dimension and would find herself encountering Sonic on many more occasions, fighting more villains,
Big
making new
cat
friends,
mention.
and becoming a recurring member of the cast. She even became a part of Team
Yeah.
Rocket.
Replacing the other purple cat. Good call.
No, they didn't. They didn't replace him. She's her own team. Shut up for 1 second. I'm going on a Sonic rant. She is not part of Team Rose, you fucking degenerates!
What the heck just happened?
I don't know, but I'm here for it.
She is a part of her own team with Silver the Hedgehog. Now with that right out of the way, back to the video.
And use them in
And her third
skills.
earned member depends on what game she's in.
Don't
remind-
Don't remind me of the bullshit that is that.
Fly through the air, dash fast enough to create after images,
And then we
shoot
got
fireballs,
Vector
and
as a part of
I-
her team and
She
Team
teleported
Sonic
there.
Racing.
Jury's out on that one. Ian Flynn won't return my calls.
This deep
When it should have been,
connection
when it
flames
should have
not
been with
only
the
allows her to
chaotics.
erase lesser beings of
Yeah.
I still agree with you on that.
I try to forget.
Power of the multiversal threat Solaris. This
I forget.
burned the entire planet
I'm
and
trying to
left
forget that
a
fucking Sonic 06 ever happened. Oh wait, it never did, because it fucking retcons itself.
Silver's apocalyptic far future, or be a descendant of a well-known historical figure in Mobian history.
Well, several sources assert that Blaze actually originates from the future, but something happens after or during the events of Sonic 06. That something causes Blaze to be reincarnated as the Soul Dimension's princess 200 years before Silver's time. We just don't have confirmation of what that something is yet.
And if Solaris got erased from time, is Iblis still in her soul or not? Oh, I do not envy the writer who has to untangle this
No
timey-wimey
envy
Gorgon
at
nonsense.
all.
Anyways, like Sonic, Blaze has access to several different power-ups, such as shields, mind-affecting items like stun,
Hey,
fusion,
Sonic
and she
Jump!
also has ring
Remember
traps
that?
to transform enemies into
Nope.
rings, and when she was teleported
But
to Eggman's amusement park, she had access to
But
useless
oh god,
Hey, at
Sonic
least
Colors
they
on the
remembered
DS.
Sonic Runners.
I'm
Rest
sorry,
in
but I
peace.
don't consider Sonic Colors DS Sonic Rush 3. Sonic Colors was what took the real Sonic Rush 3 away from us. Never forget!
No doubt has some insane features
Yeah,
in
because
his belt. Sonic in his suit holds dimensions just by
Colors on
running, or
DS
defeat
was
villains like
basically
Infinite, who can create
basically
dimensions
took
that
the
go on
gameplay formula of
infinitely
Sonic
in
Rush.
base form. But one of the biggest would come
And
from
on top of that,
Sonic's
it's a
weapon,
totally
as they
different
had
story.
Solaris' fusion, which conjured a light that consumed the universe
The
into
characters in the DS
seconds.
version,
At
like Blaze,
minimum,
Shadow, and all them, they weren't
120
in Sonic Colors for the
times
Wii.
faster than light. And that's not even accounting for the fact that Solaris exists
Oh god,
in
get
all
that
time.
ugly Eggman off my screen!
Blaze was able to catch Knuckles off guard and fought Sonic to a
I'm
stalemate.
Sans Undertale going into my eye.
And even before Sonic met Blaze, he'd fought Emerald, who absorbed enough chaos energy to power the final
Machine,
Egg Blast.
the developers have put out the patch in your prostate
Considering the
now.
distance and gravitational binding of each star,
What?
that's worth at least
I'm good, Dad.
465 exapo, or
Sorry.
165 quintillion.
I was quoting a Max Order
That could
reference.
blow up
If
galaxies
anyone
Of course
didn't
and
get
you
shake
were.
the entire universe. But her greatest power lies within the gems she was destined to protect, the Soul Emeralds. These debatably sentient jewels are often compared to the Chaos Emeralds, and have similar capacities of unlocking unlimited power.
Basically, they're like Chaos Emeralds, but fiery, and shaped like actual cut emeralds, and
Eh,
order than chaos.
I mean, I
Can warn
guess,
about cataclysms. And if
but
you
my
don't know
theory
anything about
is
the
that the
links
Soul
and
Emeralds are
there's
literally
actually quite a few differences, but the overall
based
power
on the
level is
soul
similar.
rather than the rather than power.
Powerful transformation, Super Blaze.
It's called Burning Blaze.
Does it matter?
Yes, it does. Don't irk the fucking Sonic fan here.
Burning Blaze shot a jet of flame that instantly vaporized a large ship of the Egg Fleet. Given the vapor point of
hi,
basic
IDW.
steel, that fire would have to be at least 3,000 to 6,000 degrees Celsius with an
Right,
explosive pressure of
IDW,
at least
they are
100,000
cooking
PSI.
with the Sonic franchise.
Oh yeah, the fact that
The IDW exclusive characters, they need to be featured in a future game.
I'm sorry, if you're gonna mention them in Frontiers, you might as well just feature them in an actual game, and not a mobile game.
Yeah,
I
they
mean-
did mention Tangle.
Well, considering
And
this is happening in a
Yeah.
shamefully, the fucking Zavok, even though I want Zavok to burn in the pits of Hades.
Sonic Writer's story was because Sonic Frontier's story was written by Ian Flynn.
While in the exception rift, Supersonic and Burning
At this point, just get the characters from the IDW comics and just put them in there. There's nothing stopping you.
Their powers to collapse and merge Sonic's and Blaze dimensions to form a dream Eggman that
I was just about to
transcends
enjoy this delicious banana.
managed to unleash an attack that actually bypassed Superform invincibility.
And that's not even the craziest
Oh.
part. Before this, Blaze had given up all
The
hope of
fitness
victory
rampage.
since the Soul Emeralds had been drained of their power. Sonic, who's definitely had this sort of thing happen before, then makes her realize that the Soul Emerald's power comes from special bonds, thus completely recharging the Soul Emeralds.
Wait.
Power.
Are you saying that the power of friendship restored the multiversal strength of the Soul Emeralds? Those
Pinkie Pie!
really
Hi!
are something. Seriously, when did this turn into MLP? And it tracks as Sonic, Shadow, and Silver.
When did this turn into MLP? Never. It never did. I mean, literally, for the longest time, I thought it was powered by the soul, but
Clearly erased all of time and space of their franchise's cosmology. And even then, all that pales in comparison to defeating the End, which referred to itself as infinite compared to Sonic's past adversaries, as well as calling Super Sonic something that transcends law and time. And considering Blaze fought Sonic
And then
on
as of the
even
DLC
ground,
and as of
and
the
Soul
third
Emeralds are
update-
coming
Got a
from the
vacation
Chaos
as a
Emeralds,
reward.
she has access to all that power.
Well, most of it anyway. The Soul Emeralds don't seem to have their versions of common chaos abilities, or if they do, Blaze hasn't used them yet. That's kind of weird. We've seen Chaos Control with the Chaos Emeralds and Chronos Control using a Time Stone. Shouldn't there be like a Soul Control?
Theoretically, yes, but Either Blaze doesn't know
Okay,
That
Pac-Man
doesn't exist at all
thing.
because it hasn't been shown yet.
Really? That sort of
And,
idea just
and
writes
that's
itself.
the
You'd
only
think they'd jump on
recognition that Pac-Man and the
But
Ghostly
as it
Adventures
stands, the Soul
is
Dimension
known
is a
now.
place we
For now.
unfortunately don't know that much about.
That
And the stuff we
meme.
do know is pretty limited.
Well,
For instance, the
actually
Jeweled Scepter that
meme.
Blaze guards apparently contains more power than
That's
the
where the meme
Chaos
came from?
and Soul Emeralds, but
Yep.
we've seen so little of it, we don't know what it's fully capable of. We do know a bit about Blaze, though, both her strengths and weaknesses.
Yeah, Blaze is more emotionally stable and works better with a team nowadays, but she can fall back on old
Get
habits
that
when no one's around to offer a second
image out of my
opinion.
mind.
Still,
Vector
far
did
from
not
having
need to
his
go with
back or
Silver and
any
Blaze.
loyalty
They could have
cards,
just brought
like,
fucking Vector,
jeez, Princess,
teammates,
spend
Espio and
time on the
Charmy into the
team.
game. They
Also,
were
like
right
the
there.
other super forms
I'm
in the
sorry,
series,
Team
the
Sonic
God's
Racing
Blade does
flopped
seem shattered,
because they
but
failed the
Blaze's
Sonic Heroes
transformation
formula.
does have a time limit and isn't truly invincible. Hit her really
No, or maybe
hard
because
and
Sega
you can
didn't
stun
give
her or
Sumo
knock her
Digital
out.
enough
But one of
money
her
to make it
biggest
good.
weaknesses is a rather odd
No,
one. She
not
has
just that. I honestly think it was because of,
But she's
well,
fighting in space.
the
That's
fact
not
that you
agility
had
training.
Sonic Heroes right
How
there to
could you
look
be
at the
afraid,
teams that
Atlas?
had the characters
Well,
in
it
them,
likely took a lot of mental discipline to overcome.
and they thought,
because
oh, Cream
Blaze
can't drive.
focuses on ignoring
But
how high she
really,
is. Her hydrophobia is
years
important.
later, we
So
finally
what?
get Cream
She
in
runs
Sonic
into some
Racing
people who
Crossroads.
look down.
Or
Oh,
Crossroads, or whatever.
ah, so it's like Sonic and his hatred of water. I know she's supposed to be the alternate universe Sonic, but the only thing she seems to have in common with him are that they're both brave, confident, speedy heroes. They're so different, yet weirdly similar.
Well, it's more than just that. Everything about Blaze and Sonic make them perfect foils. The Soul and Chaos Emeralds that they're respectively connected to are described like North and South poles, seemingly opposed yet essential to
Oh my god. For some reason, this fucking
each other's existence.
buffer is
Blaze
gonna be an
embodied
annoyance.
chaos is complemented by
Breakdancing, the fighting
Sonic,
style,
who embodiment of
breakdancing,
wind,
ballet.
whose oxygen fuels the fire. Blaze is a disciplined, solemn royal with a serious attitude, contrasting Sonic, a spontaneous, free-spirited, and fun-loving vagrant. Even their combat styles and transformations, Blaze's balletic grace versus Sonic's breakdance-like fluidity, Burning Blaze's
call
red
it
and
yin and
yellow
yang.
versus Supersonic's yellow and red. They're opposites, but not in opposition. Like yin and yang, it's a perfect parallel harmony.
Anti-Blaze would be kind of likewise very
Any
reckless
war
and
crimes I should know
bold
about?
and in your face.
So almost
Man,
like
that-
Sonic, but cranked up to
I mean, that
11.
murder
Wow,
of
they really put a
Sonic
lot
the
of
Hedgehog
thought
game
into
was
this. Blaze tries to give
funny.
off that air of the stoic, duty-bound royal, but deep down, she's just a burned soul who wants to give this whole friendship thing a genuine shot. As long as she lives, Blaze will protect the emeralds, her dimension, and her new friends at any cost, even her own life.
Need a gaming PC that's powerful, reliable, and custom built just for you? Your PC
I don't care about this. I already have a PC. I already have a PC. Thank you. Thank you.
funny. Energy and community of game significant.
Just get to the fight,
That's
please.
it for the evidence. Before we get started, what do the fans think about this matchup?
Well, according to their votes, it appears the people believe Starfire is going to handily win this.
Oh, wow. Well, let's see
Yeah,
what the fighters
actually
have to
had
say about it.
polls before
It's
this.
time for a legally distinct battle
They-
to the death. I'm working on it.
They can't. Yeah, you can't say time for a death battle because that already happened. To be untrademarked.
July 10th.
Nightwing, I'm
I
having
know
one of the
something that
last
happened
randomly
2
chosen.
days
Keep looking,
days
Starfire.
before
You
that.
couldn't have got him far.
A few
Try
years,
retracing
2
your
years
steps.
ago.
Nightwing out.
Finally, now I can leave this strange dimension.
Hey, look, there's a soul
I have
emerald.
found you, thief of the red jewel. Return what you have stolen, or we are going to be the greatest.
Okay.
Celebrate Blowfog together, and I will
Ouch.
order your mustard with. Don't you dare touch me again. Okay, we don't have to be friends, but you must hand over that jewel. I am the guardian of these emeralds, and I will not let you take them.
Weird-
Here we go, baby!
Weirdly enough, Brandy Yates did the music for this.
scheduled demolition. And look, Jasper Pie gets a mention in this episode.
Oh, come on! We're really going Colors route? Really? We're going the Colors route. Okay then. It's not that I don't like Sonic Colors, it's just the Wisps are overused.
More like they're taking the Sonic Runners route.
I am sorry to disappoint
Those
you.
3 Wisps were in Sonic Runners.
So, you like to play with fire?
Ooh. Now that line goes hard. The transformation line that goes hard.
Oh yeah, it does.
The Meteor Smash!
I'm gonna be dead serious. It's weird seeing Blaze use the Wisps. I'm sorry. As a Sonic fan, it's just weird seeing that. Oh,
Again,
cover art shot. Cover art shot.
Rest in peace, Sonic Runners.
You can't escape me!
Oh! She's right, you know. She is way too fast.
You got this, girl! You can do this, Star! Don't you dare to give up, Starfire!
We believe in you.
Starfire? Starfire, can you hear me? Corey!
Fearful day, enraging night.
The friendship boost!
Oh, the blue lantern rain.
All seems lost, and the war of light.
Yeah, that's what caused him to activate the blue ring. The blue ring. She's putting constructs on her!
We could have been friends, but you chose this.
Giving up already? Come on, Blaze. I thought you were stronger than that.
And there's the actual friendship boost!
For a passion project, call me impressed.
No! God dang it, I got ad braked!
No! I won't fall here! Not when my friends need me!
Crap!
How is she this powerful?
Why, YouTube? Why must you have ads everywhere?
How? Dodging that! Yes! I can absorb it! I can... What's going on? No!
The flame attention! Because she's calmer than you. She's calmer than you.
She's like me. Which means...
The Soul Emerald Tower, she can't contain it!
Hope. I have hope there is another time and place where we are friends.
Strangely,
hope so too.
Good on you, Blaze. You just saved the
This is why I
world.
tried to hug cats, but wow, that fight was nuts. Are both of them actually capable of all that?
Well, yes. While Blaze had more advantages in the fight overall, these two were equal in a surprising amount of ways.
Their skills and power sets bounced so well off each other that this was honestly pretty tricky to figure out. So let's go through the relevant categories one by one. How do they fare in the speed department?
Both combatants hail from universes known for their insane speed feats, but Starfire consistently struggles to keep up with higher tier DC fighters. Even if we
And
highball
the
her
people who
interstellar
voted for
travel feats,
Starfire
she can't
got
keep up with
freaking
Blaze's teleportation,
washed.
outspeeding Knuckles, or moving in spaces unbound by time. In fact, Starfire's best showing of speed comes from Teen Titans Go.
We're not kidding. Apparently this Starfire did jumping jacks so fast that she nearly disrupted the space-time continuum. However, she wasn't fully in control and was able to hear Robin telling her to stop, which means she wasn't fully out of sync with the normal flow of time. The fairest interpretation is that she approached immeasurable speed.
Oh, crud. Am I behind?
Even if she did, Blaze has multiple feats of directly
Well,
achieving
good thing I
immeasurable
still have
speed
my
and
screen share
only
going.
scaling to it via Sonic. Even with the small boost from the Blue Lantern ring, Starfire can't reliably.
Wait, you had the screen share on?
Sure, Starfire.
Yeah, I had the screen. Yeah, I had the screen.
I didn't know you had it on.
You're good, Luigi.
Admittedly, comparing
No, you didn't have it on for the analysis.
Territory. While our combatants are in the same ballpark, Blaze just has
Great, now I'm just gonna sound like I'm behind.
You're fine, Luigi. It's all good.
Point for Blaze.
Even I was
That's all right.
the laptop. Even on my end, I was having some tech hiccups
They often
because
refer to
it
their
kept
teammates
trying
for
to buffer.
plans, but both have shown they can cleverly think around a problem when needed. Both also have
Maybe
tempers
because
that
of
can
those
create
freaking
openings for
ad
opponents.
breaks.
But that's where the similarities
Well, not just the ad
end.
breaks, but
Starfire
more
demonstrates
so.
a clear
Well, for me, it's the
While
laptop.
Blaze has taken steps to mitigate her acrophobia, if she's caught off guard, her concentration can
Yeah,
waver and cause
sorry
her to
for
get
freaking out on
blindsided
ya.
more easily. Also, Blaze's techniques and fighting style are extremely telegraphed and showy, making them quite predictable compared to Starfire. While Blaze has trained for years to be the Soul Emerald's guardian, that was mostly done on her own. Corey has formal combat training with the Okarans, on top of years scrimmaging with the team to prepare for anything related to battle. Point for Starfire.
Experience isn't as cut and dry as you might think. Starfire has many more examples of fighting dozens of diverse, multiversal level enemies, whereas with Blaze, you can count those types of foes on one hand. That we've seen anyway. However, when it comes to comparing their win-loss records, Corey comes up a bit short.
But hold on, there's nuance to this. Yes, Starfire loses all the time, and that's really annoying from a narrative standpoint. And from a fan standpoint. But look at the people she loses to. People like Orion, Mongol, and Wonder Woman. She got her teeth kicked in, sure, but the fact that she fought them and didn't die should not be discounted.
Yeah, to say that Blaze is more experienced based on that would just be disingenuous. Plus, Corey has fought plenty of foes like Blaze. Vice versa, not so much, but she still faced a pretty significant number of foes. Tough call, but Starfire gets a slight edge here.
In fact, Starfire had a lot of natural counters to Blaze's extra arsenal.
If anything, now, granted, nothing against their decision, but I would have said it would the safest bet would have been a tie.
Would allow her to resist being turned into mulch.
While the Blue Lantern ring could potentially heal
That's just me.
or supercharge her regular powers with a surge of positive emotion like hope, a Blue Lantern's usual
everyone's free to have their own opinion.
Clearly hampered in a mono-e-mono fight like this because it requires a Green Lantern ring in close proximity to reach its full potential. Without that, the most it's able to provide is a small power boost and simple energy constructs.
And while Starfire's no slouch with strategy or creativity, we don't know how effective she'd actually be using those constructs without a lot of speculation. Thanks, Hal. Ultimately, the Soul Emeralds gave Blaze an edge that Starfire didn't really have an answer to except for maybe one, her absorption ability.
Get that live action shit off my screen, thank you!
That was only for a moment.
She can't absorb her own starbolts.
Yeah, I know. Sorry, I just stress talking. I just don't like the live action series.
To absorb fire. Yes, fire can sometimes emit ultraviolet light, but that very much depends on the fuel source. And
hey, King of Fighters rep! King of Fighters!
Soul, it's unlikely
specifically King of Fighters 13!
To absorb ultraviolet energy from them, or the energy of the Soul Emeralds, which
and they had to show Yagami of all people.
Even assuming
Hey, Iori Yagami, of all people.
Energy, there was way too much that could go wrong from that. Star could fall unconscious from the foreignness
They
of the
could have also
energy, or
picked
explode
Kyo.
from the sheer amount of multiversal power, or the Soul Emeralds refusing to play nice. Blaze, on the other hand, could just quickly dip into another dimension for a safe recharge. Or, since Starfire and Blaze are so similar, given that Blaze was able to seal Iblis within her based on merely a connection to flames, it's almost 100% likely that Blaze would just seal Starfire away within her own soul, immediately, and anticlimactically, ending the fight.
Oh, it actually gets worse for Starfire. While she has strong resistance to mental manipulation, Starfire has consistently shown no resistances to spiritual or physical manipulation, including transmutation, meaning Blaze could just use ring time to turn Starfire into a ring. Yeah, I know, it's underwhelming, but Blaze has far too many achievable ways to debilitate Starfire and instantly end the fight.
Mad mod.
Several of which she doesn't need to be in Burning Blaze form to accomplish.
But hold on again, there's nuance
the only
to this
villain
one
in
too.
Teen Titans
While
where
Blaze has
he's
these
fucking
abilities,
British.
They aren't her preferred options. She usually relies
Creature in a Princess Celestia cosplay.
Take time for her to realize that she needs powers to close,
Okay.
which could favor Starfire. Except
Creature.
Starfire shares a similar approach. Additionally, Blaze has shown increasing willingness to adapt and use her other abilities to buy time when needed. Blaze takes a strong edge in abilities.
But assuming Blaze doesn't get any chances to instantly end the fight, can she actually overpower Starfire?
Well, let's take a look at both our combatants' most cited stalemates. While Sonic and Blaze can be comfortably put on the same level, Corey and Diana can't. Not only was Corey on the back foot with Wonder Girl's help, Diana was holding back and was about to cut loose before they were interrupted. Against a serious Wonder Woman, Starfire's gonna lose. Hard. Which is so not fair.
Starfire's incredible strength and durability varies greatly due to a multitude of factors. So her stats are
Considering she's won
tricky to
3 of these things.
The time Starfire held her own
No,
against
wait,
other
no,
high-powered characters
she's
in
won
the DC universe, such as
she's won
Sinestro,
against
Firestorm,
Thor and against She-Ra.
This is often due
Which-
to unusual
Which
circumstances.
she kept
such
getting
as her opponents
blander
holding back
every
immensely,
time she
or
came
they were
back.
weakened, subdued, or distracted by other fighters.
kept
Whether on her
getting
own or on a team, she's lost a
back.
fair few times against weaker characters in her universe.
But to be fair, that's usually because Starfire holds back too, and because 50 years of writers are always on the same page. Sure, Starfire's scaling is different since most of her feats involve losing.
And this is why DC Comics is made to inspire the people, not really be
a weakened Superboy Prime and a weakened
Exactly.
realistic.
near infinite multiverse. Close, though not quite. Can Blaze actually top that?
Turns out, she can. While we don't see much of Burning Blaze, it is shown to be directly comparable to Supersonic, which is on a ridiculous level of power. Emerald Superforms have defeated super-dimensional gods, which could erase all timelines and dimensions in the infinite Sonic cosmology. Twice! Or foes who could create infinite dimensions.
And not only that though, the
Blaze
super
was
forms
able
could
to
also
directly
resist the
defeat
Super
guys who
Genesis
could
wave.
create dimensions transcending dimensions.
That's if they that's if they were going by, well, Archie Comics.
All of Sonic's adversaries, including Solaris and the Time Eater. Even if we don't take the end at its word,
With the Mega Man crossover.
Burning Blaze still matches the tier of infinite.
The only time where freaking Dr. Wily and Dr. Eggman actually joined forces.
In a cosmic sort of way, one is
Yeah,
If the end wasn't just gassing itself up, then that would make a single Chaos Emerald Superform, which, again, a Soul Emerald Superform matches, at minimum, more powerful than several infinities combined. And all of this is just from the video games. If we calculated her power using feats from the Archie comics,
it would bump Blaze up in power, but it would actually be an overall downgrade. It didn't showcase anything on the level of Supersonic's
Downgrade my ass.
Being capable of
If Death Battle was capable of pitting the strongest
Blaze, whose fire can burn underwater. She also
fine.
loses a lot to really weak enemies.
that said, the Jeweled Scepter got a significant power boost.
Again, that's underestimating
from the Super Genesis wave,
the Archie universe.
their infinite multiverses reality.
This was stronger than
So
Base
there's
Blaze.
That, I guess.
Either way, it doesn't really matter. Blaze takes this one too. Maybe we're totally off our rockers and underestimating Starfire's power, especially with the Blue Lantern Ring's boost. I'm very much on that side. But even then, it wouldn't change anything because she still can't outspeed Blaze or counter all of her win conditions. We were honestly expecting the result to be the other way around, especially me, considering Corey is Flame Princess Superman and Blaze is Flame Princess Sonic.
Almost. While Blaze is on par with Sonic in their narrative, in pretty much every DC continuity, Starfire isn't on par with Superman. She says so herself. In fact, Starfire has openly admitted multiversal and/or godlike entities like Sinar, the Demiurge, and Darkseid are out of her league and should be handled by others such as Superman or the Green Lantern Corps. That's not to say...
Yeah, I could already tell you she wouldn't be able to handle the Breaker. If you know what I'm saying!
Really big pond.
Yeah, I definitely can tell.
At the very least, but
I definitely know what you're talking about.
Overpower her or scale that high in the DC hierarchy. Has Star fought characters on that level? Absolutely. But does she scale high enough and reliably enough to make a difference against Blaze and overcome her abilities? Almost, but no.
In the end, Blaze's multiple paths to victory and more reliable power set edged out Starfire's formidable physiology and breadth of experience.
Some stars fade, but at least Corey went out in a blaze of glory.
The winner is Blaze the Cat.
Josh's disdain of puns.
I want a facepalm to that. I want a facepalm to that.
Hold up, it's not over yet.
Miss, are you well?
What?
It is all right. You are with a friendly face.
You... What?
Yeah, I'll go fix it.
You fell out of that rift in dimensions. Whoever your opponent was, they did not survive.
I see. The Soul Emeralds are missing again. I must find them immediately.
Oh, would you like the help in...
I don't need... Actually, yes. I would be thankful for your aid.
Wonderful! I truly hope we can be the best of friends.
How do I always attract...
To me, at the end of the day, and this is ironic with the Sonic and DC crossover, too. To me, at the end of the day, if Blaze met Starfire, they would just be friends. No question about it. That's literally how it would go. But...
Oh, who cares? I just love that little character moment.
But yeah, for a passion project, call me impressed. I mean, yes, there was some things that made the Sonic fanboy come out and wanted to strangle someone.
That's kind of what the Sonic, what Sonic's been. No, it's not. No, that's kind of what Sega has been treating us Sonic fans for years.
But regardless,
yeah, guess what? There's a next time.
Of course. In the underground depths, a new king faces a true hero. What will decide victory? Positivity. Or determination?
Or determination.
Oh! Zelda versus Undertale? I'm actually kind of curious who would win that. And I see their debrief stream is literally going live. But
as a subscriber of the as a Josh Scorcher subscriber, I've actually seen a lot of his videos.
Well, I just you know what? You earned yourself a subscriber. I'm gonna make sure I change that to all and a like. But yeah, like I said before, regardless. Of course, like I said, there was some things that made this Sonic fan irk. But other than that, for a passion project, call me impressed. I mean,
again, it's taken from their perspective of the Sonic franchise. So, take it from their perspective.
But
And
in seriousness, though, if anybody
from their
wants,
perspective, Andy,
I
you'll
will
pretty
give
much agree.
I will give them some slack. But for those who want to check this out for yourself, the link to the video will be in the description as always. I mean, I do that with any of these reacts. But this wasn't bad. I probably would rate it like an 8 out of 10 if I'm being honest.
I'd rate it a 9. I for one had a great time with this episode.
That and the fact that the music was done by Brandon Yates.
Yep.
Really surprises me.
Music by a death battle composer, or for this triple F series.
Literally, yeah. So, hope you all enjoyed this. I know this one was a lot longer than the Death Battle. I mean, it was like 40 to 50 minutes long.
Hey, it was a first episode, so it's kind of expected it to be a special premiere episode. Plus, Josh Scorcher has actually reacted to a bunch of the Kickstarter death battles. So again, probably this show is the reason why he was reacting to them to get a little inspiration from them.
And
there you have in the credits itself. Special thanks to Ben Singer and Chad James.
Well, say what you will about the sources they used, and I know they say that Blaze was downplayed in Archie. Yeah, that's debatable. That's
debatable in your eyes.
I've watched.
I don't follow Archie.
I'm saying it in the stance of seeing both Silver versus Trunks, Archie Silver versus Xeno Trunks, actually, and Wally West versus Archie Sonic. Oh man.
Oh, what?
They pitted the most powerful version of